Hey there, Sunny fam. 15 minutes on the row and ride, on the mat, back and forth, interval time, here on YouTube. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss this, do ya? Welcome back, Sunny fam. This is our 15-minute interval workout. We'll be on the mat. We'll be on the row and ride, back and forth. We're starting with a short warm up just to kind of get the body and the mind ready to go. So let's take a deep breath in together and let it out. We're starting with the deep squat. So turn your toes slightly outward, drop down into that deep squat, heels come to the floor, wiggle the toes around, rise up. We don't have long, only 15 minutes together. One thing I want you to note on the squat is the upper body stays super tall. Because today's focus is low body, we're not gonna be doing much rowing. Now, if you wanna row, you could, but it'll be squats, lunges, hinges, bridges, the like. Give me one more squat and we go right into some ham curl digs. So I pull that heel towards my, or toe towards my face, and then I reach and I pull. Obviously, the upper body is attached to the low body. So how are you holding yourself up with these movements really will become important as we continue to move through the workout. Give me one more ham curl dig and we move into our closed chain lateral lunge. So my feet are wide apart here. I'm gonna drive into one hip and then drive into the other. So lead with your seat. Drive the hip back and drive the hips forward. Good, let's do two more. Other side, and one more. Moving into something called a B stance deadlift. So I'm gonna step my feet together. I'm wearing shoes that are very bright for a reason. I'm in a B stance, meaning my heel and my toe are aligned, my hands come to my hips, I hinge and I squeeze. We're gonna be using our saddle for some hinges, which should be a fun time. And I have put all three of my resistance bands on. But when we do our hinges, go ahead and switch your feet on the B stance. When we do our hinges, we are going to take those bands down to one. Obviously, if you want, you can absolutely take it down to two or keep all three on, but I am gonna come down to one. Okay, last hinge here. And then I'm moving into the last bit of this, and it's a knee drive, really stretching out the back body, feeling that nice seat stretch and getting a little coordination going for ourselves. A little bit of balance. Keep the upper body again nice and tall. Think about perpendicular line here. Foot is flexed, wiggle those toes around in your shoes. Beautiful, give me one more knee drive per side. Shake it all off, make sure you're set up properly, and we're gonna hop on this piece of machinery for our very first set of 2-minute interval. We're starting with a full range of motion squat with our toes and knees pointing forward with an overhand grip. Good, now from here, I'm gonna lift up off the seat and pull my way to stand. Good, squeeze the seat. Nice and slow, we just got started in the first interval. So no need to spend all of our money at the first store, you know what I mean? I'm getting a little row in. Now, if you want less row, here's a little pro tip. Bring your hands to the lower bar, you're doing less rowing. My arms are straight and strong with a soft bend, and then of course my shoulders are gonna be plugged in. The star of the show is the seat. Good, inhale and exhale, rise. Lots of squats today, so we're not getting out of that. Now the second minute, we're gonna be doing a top range of motion squat pulse. So we'll really be emphasizing this pelvic tuck, okay? Neckline nice and long. Notice if you're like cranking your neck to look at the video, maybe just put that somewhere that's in your eye line. Beautiful. Give me one more. And now stay at the top, plug those shoulders in, tuck your seat. Lower down halfway and pull. Halfway and pull. Star of the show is the butt. Big inhale, push. Make sure you're not locking your knees. So make sure those knees keep a little micro bend in them. Some of us are a little hypermobile, and I'm using myself as an example. So if that's you, just be mindful of that, okay? Take care of yourself. I still feel arms, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the star should be your seat. So are you tucking your seat every time? Good, 15 more seconds, and then we're gonna be on the mat with some lunges. And remember I mentioned that B stance stuff? That's coming too. Good. Give me one more. And now gently come all the way down. I mentioned this to you. I'm taking off 2 of these. And then I'm going into my curtsy lunges. So meet me on your mat, hands at your hips, and I go across and squeeze. Across and squeeze. So when I drop into my curtsy, notice my torso stays upright. It's less of a hinge and more of a lunge. If you look at my feet, my foot is planted in the front. I'm not letting my foot angle open. That's gonna be a knee problem later. Tuck your seat. Drive your hips. Anterior tilt. That's what that is. Now in the B stance that's coming, we'll place one foot on the base of the row and ride and the other foot off. That'll create the B stance. Give me one more lunge per side. I love that it's just creative and different all the time. And then come on back to the row and ride. Place your right foot on. Take your hands to the back of the saddle. Rise and hinge. Push, release. So you're like a door hinge, hence the name, the hinge. I've got the toes of the foot that's not on the rower on the floor, and I'm popping my heel. And then I've got the other ball of the foot basically securing the row and ride. Switch your B stance. Drive those hips, chest stays broad, elbows are kind of close to the rib cage. And again, the star of the show is what? It rhymes with what? Oh my gosh, comedy hour. Here we go, exhale, push. Let that air out. 10 more seconds of these, guess what? There's no repeats. Hello, you're welcome. Happy holidays, you know? Last one, that was a weird laugh. And go ahead and come on down. Now I'm gonna put all of my resistance bands back on. You're welcome to do whatever you want because I'm not your parent, you do you. And we're going into our next row and ride. Now this is a plie, so we're gonna turn our heels in and our toes out. Heels are on, toes are off. And here we go with our full range of motion plie. So again, I could always hold the bottom of the handles. My feet are flexed. I'm pushing my heels into the foot cradle. And with the slight turnout of the toes, we're creating more inner thigh engagement. So think about zipping up through that heel all the way to the groin. Now, just like our first round of squats, we're gonna do top range of motion, half plies. Give me 2 more of these. Don't forget to tuck your seat. And one more. Stay at the top. Now just little half ranges. The row is secondary. Arms are just there, plugged in. I still feel the work in the arms because it's postural, right? We do a lot of sitting, driving, eating, which makes the back round, and we're kind of leaning forward. So really think about exactly opposite of that. I can feel this for sure with those 3 bands on. So let me know in the comments, how many bands did you use? Do you feel it? Let's run this together, dude. I'm working too. 15 more seconds and we're back on the floor. This time, we're gonna be on the mat. So if you don't have a mat, something soft like a bath towel or a beach towel. Okay, last one. Slowly come down, step off, and meet me on the floor. So once you're on the ground, the soles of the feet meet, splay the knees open. Take the arms at the sides. It's a butterfly bridge. I'm gonna lift my hips up and slowly articulate my spine down. I'm stretching what I just worked. So it's an inner thigh stretch. I feel the glutes at the top of the rep. If having your feet like this is just not very comfortable or doesn't work for your hips, you could have your feet just a little closer together with your knees wide, and you're kind of on the outer edges of the feet. So that's an option for you if you need it. We got about 15 more seconds here. Make sure those shoulders are down, back and relaxed. You're looking at the ceiling. Tuck and articulate to lower. Tuck. My favorite thing in the workout's coming. It's a single leg bridge. Big fan of those single leg bridges. Give me one more. Come on down to the mat. Stamp down one foot, take the other foot directly to the ceiling, flex that foot. Lift and release. Stay on this side. Lift. The entire foot is on the floor here, and the entire sole is reaching for the sky with the leg in the air. We've got about 10 more seconds on my single leg bridge, and then we're back on the row machine to finish the work today. Last one, switch the legs. Feet are about hip width apart, by the way, so we don't want the heels to be too far from each other. And we also want to be able to push that heel straight into the earth, not forward. Good, couple more reps. We got about 12 seconds. Shoulders are back and down, exhaling to lift the hip. What I love about something singular is I can really kind of figure out where am I kind of dumping, where am I not being even with my work. So it's a good discovery tool. Go ahead and finish that out. Rise your way back up. This is the last bit of our work. Then kind of on the same wavelength, we're gonna be on an uneven squat. So I've got my toes here, I've got my heel here, and now I'm gonna work in that uneven squat. So the footprint's different. I've got the heel of one foot and the toe of the other foot. The heel is popped on this leg. Good, and the row is secondary. I'm focusing on the glute squeeze. Beautiful. And I could always come on down to the low part of the bar. I tend to like that one, but I keep grabbing the top. Right? That's what happens when we're learning things about our bodies. Try not to get too complicated or too upset with yourself when you're learning. We all have to start somewhere. I'm new to this too, so we're together. Go ahead and come all the way down. Switch your feet. So I've got the toes and then the heel. Same concept. Full range. I'm going at a medium slow tempo, so I feel every bit of the work. And of course, I'm tucking my seat at the top. Now listen, all we have left in about 40 seconds is the stretch. And it's super short, but it'll be super worth it. It's gonna be focused in the low body. We'll start standing, we'll end up on the floor. Tuck that seat. Strong finish here. You're flexing this foot. You're popping the heel of this leg. Finish line is in 9. Good, neck nice and long, chest nice and broad. Give me 2 more. One more time. And come on down, okay? Step off the row and ride, and we're gonna stretch statically, or standing first. So find balance on one leg, take the other leg, cross it over, and sit into that figure 4. So say, for example, you're like, balance, not my strong suit. Hold the rower. Roll that ankle around and back. Good. We're gonna take this leg across like we're curtsy lunging, and then I'm gonna take a side bend. So I'm feeling this stretch through the hip joint on my right, which is probably your left. Come back through the center, let's switch the sides. I cross the ankle, so for example, hey, I need a little support, use it. Because the stretch is primary. The balance part, secondary. Of course we wanna work balance. Just give that ankle a little roll, back is flat, feel it right in the meat of the muscle of the seat. Rise your way up, take that curtsy, drop into the legs, and then start to lift and rotate. Not rotate, reach. So I'm feeling a little rotation of the hip, but I'm mostly feeling this nice side bend stretch and a little bit of IT in the hip of the left for me. Beautiful, last bit of stretching, come on down to the floor. So again, we focused on this low body stuff. So once we're on the floor, bring the knees into the chest, extend the legs straight to the sky. I got a little point flex and ankle circle in the legs. So a nice passive hamstring stretch, because obviously they worked the whole time. They were really a big part of the equation. And then last but certainly not least, take the knees to one side, open up the heart. Good. I'm just finding a nice little supine twist to finish this off because for me, we didn't do any rotation really, so it's nice to kind of get into that last bit. Feel everything out. Do a little assessment. Come back through the center, drop them to the opposite side, look towards that goal-posted arm. Take a breath in. Give yourself a compliment or two. We did it. Bring the knees back into the heart, set the feet down, just one little hip bridge to feel that nice opening through the flexors. Set the hips down, cross the ankles, rock yourself up, because guess what, dude? We did it. I will see you soon. This was Sunny, 15 minutes low body stamina and strength on the row and ride and the mat. Peace. If you've enjoyed this workout, I invite you to follow me on the SunnyFit app. There, you'll find more classes from me. I teach Pilates, cycling, rowing. I'm on the treadmill, so come find me, plus me and many more from all of our other amazing Sunny trainers. If you haven't downloaded the SunnyFit app yet, click on the link in the description below so we can work out together. Yeah? Yeah.